Okay, so you're getting ready for some job interviews.
Oh, that's exciting.
It is. It can be kind of nerve-wracking too.
Yeah, for sure.
We found this source that's like this amazing guide for like interview success.
Mm-hmm.
It covers everything from researching the company to like totally nailing those tricky questions.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm really excited to dive in.
Me too, me too.
The source really emphasizes like not just knowing your resume like the back of your hand,
Right.
but showing that you are genuinely interested in the company and the role.
And that you really did your research.
Yeah.
You know, that level of engagement
Yeah.
can really make you stand out from all the other candidates who are just kind of like, going through the motions.
Right.
Like, they've sent out 100 resumes
Uh-huh.
and they're just hoping to get a bite.
Yeah.
But you're different.
Yeah.
You're targeted.
Yes.
You're focused.
Okay, so like I've heard people say that you should check out a company's like recent press releases.
Yeah.
Is that the kind of thing that we should be looking for
Absolutely.
when we're doing this research?
Press releases are great.
Yeah.
But don't stop there.
Okay.
Head over to their About Us page.
Okay.
That's where you'll find like the hidden gems about their culture
Okay.
and their priorities.
That's it.
Look for those little details
Okay.
that show you've really gone the extra mile and you're not just like, skimming the surface.
I see what you mean.
You're really digging deep.
It's like detective work.
Exactly.
Yeah, finding those clues that reveal what the company truly values.
You got it.
Okay, so we scoped out their website.
Right.
We're feeling the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
What's next on the pre-interview checklist?
The job description.
Okay.
Now, this is a gold mine of information,
Right.
but don't just skim it.
Okay.
Really dissect it. Break down the skills and qualifications they're looking for.
Yeah.
And then think about how your experience
Okay.
aligns with each point.
So it's not just about having the experience.
No.
It's about being able to articulate how that experience makes you the perfect fit.
Exactly.
Okay.
You nailed it. So it's almost like,
Think of it like this.
yeah.
The job description is a blueprint,
Okay.
and your examples are the building blocks
Okay.
that show you can construct exactly what they need.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, it's like a construction project.
Okay, so we've got our research notes.
Right.
We've deconstructed the job description.
Yeah.
Now we need to make sure we look the part.
Of course.
Right.
Right.
What's the deal with figuring out the right outfit?
Mm.
Is it always a suit?
Not always.
Or can we, relax a bit?
Yeah, it really depends on the company culture.
Okay.
Some companies have a very
Yeah.
buttoned-up culture,
Mm-hmm.
while others are more laid back.
Right, right. So your research should give you some clues.
Okay.
But even in a casual setting,
Yeah.
you should always aim for polished
Fun.
and put together.
Okay.
You want to feel confident and comfortable.
Right.
So choose an outfit that reflects your professional self,
Uh-huh.
but also aligns with the company's style.
Gotcha.
You don't want to show up in a suit
Right.
if everyone else is wearing jeans and a t-shirt.
Okay. Outfit sorted.
Mm.
Now, the part I always dread,
What's that?
those common interview questions.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like everyone gets a little flustered when they get hit with, tell me about yourself.
Yeah,
It feels so open-ended.
it does.
Where do you even begin?
Well, think of it as your elevator pitch.
Okay.
It's a concise and compelling
Mhm.
snapshot of your professional journey.
Okay.
So start with your education,
Mm-hmm.
touch on relevant work experience,
Right.
and then highlight a few key achievements, but don't just list things off.
Gotcha.
You've got to make it engaging.
Right.
You've got to make it interesting.
So instead of saying, I manage social media accounts,
Yeah.
I should say something like,
Mm-hmm.
I grew the company's Instagram following by 200% in 6 months.
Exactly.
Got-
Frame your accomplishments in a way
Yeah.
that highlights the impact you made.
Mm-hmm.
The source provides a sample response, but it's like a template.
Okay.
You need to personalize it with your unique story
Right.
and tailor it to the specific job you're interviewing for.
Yeah.
So what are your standout moments
Mm-hmm.
and how do they connect with what this company is looking for?
That makes so much sense.
Yeah,
It's about showcasing your value
exactly.
in a way that directly resonates with their needs.
You got it.
Okay. Tell me about yourself is handled.
Oh, okay.
What's the next question we need to conquer?
Ooh, why this
Yeah.
one's all about showing that you've done your homework and that you're not just applying to any job.
Hmm.
You're specifically interested in this opportunity.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Well, it goes back to all that research you did.
Right.
This is your chance to connect your values to theirs, to mention projects or initiatives that genuinely excite you, or even highlight the company's industry reputation. Those things that made you think, I want to be a part of this.
So it's not just about rattling off reasons.
No.
It's about showing a genuine connection.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now, here's where it gets interesting.
Ooh, I like interesting.
The source emphasizes that you're not just being interviewed. You're interviewing them, too. It's a two-way street.
I love that.
It's not just about them grilling you.
Right.
It's about finding the right fit for both sides.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you're not just trying to impress them. You're also trying to figure out if this is a good fit for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Think of it more as a conversation. Where you're both trying to figure out if this is a good match.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
So it's a two-way street.
Right.
It's a conversation.
I like that.
And that means, like, going beyond just trying to impress them.
Right.
Think of it more as a conversation where you're both trying to figure out if this is a good fit.
Yeah. So we're having this conversation. We're asking these thoughtful questions.
Right.
And hopefully we're getting a good feel.
Yes.
For the company culture.
Absolutely.
But what about the things that we're communicating without even saying a word?
Yes, body language. It's so important.
It is.
And often overlooked. You know, things like maintaining good posture, making eye contact, and having a genuine smile. These can convey confidence and enthusiasm even before you start speaking.
I've definitely been in situations where I could feel someone's like positive energy right away. And it just like totally changes how I perceive them.
Absolutely.
So is there anything else we should be thinking about in terms of how we present ourselves?
Vocal delivery is also very important. You want to speak clearly and confidently, but also be mindful of the interviewer's time. So if you need a moment to gather your thoughts, don't be afraid to pause or ask for clarification.
That's a good point.
It's better to take a beat than to ramble on and lose your train of thought.
That's a good reminder for me.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes I get so nervous that I just start talking a mile a minute.
I know.
And I'm sure it doesn't make the best impression.
It happens to the best of us.
Okay.
Speaking of making a good impression, active listening is crucial. Nodding along, maintaining eye contact, and responding thoughtfully to the interviewer's questions all show that you're engaged and genuinely interested in what they have to say. It shows respect. And that you're really trying to understand their perspective.
You know, sometimes I feel like I'm so focused on like giving the right answers that I forget to like really listen and engage with what the interviewer is saying.
It's a common trap. We get so caught up in our own heads trying to remember everything we prepped that we forget to actually be present and listen. But remember, an interview is a dialogue, not a monologue.
It is.
It's a two-way conversation.
Okay, so we've covered like in-person interview etiquette. What about the virtual world?
Yes.
It seems like almost every interview these days starts with a video call.
It's true.
Is there anything specific we need to know about like acing those virtual interviews?
Yes. The source dedicates a whole section to virtual interviews.
And there are some real gems in there. For example, they really emphasize the importance of a thorough tech check before your interview. Test your camera, microphone, internet connection, everything. You don't want to be caught off guard by technical difficulties.
Oh, I've been there.
I know, it's the worst.
One time my cat decided to walk across my keyboard.
Oh, no.
During a video meeting.
Oh, that's funny.
Not exactly the professional impression I was going for.
But you raise a good point. Background matters. Choose a clean, uncluttered, professional-looking space for your virtual interview. And even though you're not meeting in person, remember that the dress code still applies.
So no sweatpants and messy bedrooms.
No, definitely not.
What about eye contact?
Yes.
That always feels so strange to me.
It does.
Staring into a camera.
Instead of looking at the person on the screen.
It feels unnatural, but looking directly at the camera is crucial for virtual interviews.
Right.
It simulates eye contact and helps you appear more engaged and confident.
We'll have to practice that one.
Definitely.
It seems like there's so much to remember.
There is.
When it comes to virtual interviews.
But it's worth it.
Any other tips?
Always have a backup plan.
Okay.
Technology can be unpredictable.
Right.
So have a phone number ready in case you need to switch to a voice call.
Oh.
Or make sure you have an alternate internet connection on standby.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's always better to be prepared.
Yeah, it's better to be over-prepared.
Exactly.
And to have everything fall apart at the last minute.
Absolutely.
Okay, now shifting gears a bit.
Okay.
There's another point the source really drives home. The idea that your weaknesses can actually be opportunities to showcase your self-awareness and growth potential. Yeah. I've always heard that you shouldn't admit to any weaknesses in an interview.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's about finding the right balance.
Okay.
You don't want to dwell on your shortcomings.
Right.
But you also don't want to pretend you're perfect.
Yeah.
Instead, choose a minor weakness and explain how you're actively working to improve it.
So instead of saying, I'm a perfectionist,
right,
which sounds a little cliche.
It does.
I could say something like, I sometimes get so caught up in the details that I miss deadlines.
Right.
To address this, I've started using project management tools and setting realistic timelines for each task.
Exactly.
Okay.
It shows that you're self-aware, proactive,
right,
and committed to personal growth.
Yeah.
It turns a potential negative into a positive.
I love that reframing.
Yeah.
It takes some of the pressure off, too.
It does.
Okay, so we've prepped for the questions.
You're right.
We've nailed the virtual setup. We've even mastered the art of eye contact with a camera.
It's a skill.
It is.
It takes practice.
What about the closing?
Oh, yeah.
How do we wrap things up on a strong note?
Okay.
And leave a lasting impression?
The source recommends a 3-part approach.
Okay, what is it?
Express gratitude.
Okay.
Reiterate your interest. And summarize your fit.
Okay.
So start by thanking the interviewer for their time and for the opportunity to learn more about the role. Then remind them why you're excited about this specific opportunity.
Okay.
And how your skills and experience align with their needs.
But how do we make that closing statement truly stand out?
That's a good question.
I don't want to just blend into the background with a generic, thank you for your time.
Right.
Yeah.
Think about what genuinely excites you about this role.
Okay.
Is there a specific project you'd love to contribute to? Or a particular aspect of the company culture that resonates with you?
Right.
Weaving that genuine enthusiasm. Okay.
Into your closing remarks can make you more memorable.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I never really thought about framing it like that before.
It's a good way to stand out.
Yeah, okay.
And lastly, don't forget to inquire about next steps.
Okay.
Ask about the timeline for the hiring process.
Right.
And when you can expect to hear back. It shows that you're genuinely invested in the opportunity.
Okay, so we've covered pre-interview prep, common questions, body language, vocal delivery, active listening.
We've covered a lot.
Virtual interview etiquette.
Yes.
Even turning weaknesses into strengths.
It's all about perspective.
What else should we be thinking about?
The source doesn't explicitly mention this.
Okay.
But I think it's a crucial element of the interview process.
Okay. What is it?
Negotiating salary and benefits.
Oh, that's a great point.
Right.
It's something that a lot of people, I think, feel uncomfortable talking about. But it's so important.
To know your worth.
Absolutely.
And to be prepared to, advocate for yourself.
Yes.
So what are some key things we should keep in mind?
First, do your research.
Okay.
Understand the average salary range for your position and experience level in your geographic location.
Okay.
There are plenty of online resources that can help you with this.
So we're back to doing our homework.
Yeah.
Just like with the company research.
It all comes back to preparation.
It seems like preparation really is key.
It is.
For every aspect of the interview process.
Absolutely.
The more prepared you are,
the
more confident you'll feel.
Exactly.
And that confidence will shine through in your interactions.
It will.
Okay, research done.
Check.
What else should we be thinking about?
Don't be afraid to counter their initial offer.
Okay.
It's a negotiation after all.
Right.
And it's expected that you'll advocate for what you deserve.
Okay.
Just make sure you're doing it.
Yeah.
In a respectful and professional manner.
So instead of just accepting the first number they throw out, we should have a counteroffer ready.
Yes.
Based on our research and what we know we're worth.
Exactly. And don't forget about benefits.
Oh, right.
Benefits are a significant part of your overall compensation package.
Right.
So don't be afraid to discuss things like vacation time, health insurance,
right,
retirement plans, and even flexible work arrangements.
That's really helpful.
Yeah, it's all part of the negotiation.
I think a lot of people, myself included, tend to just focus so much on the salary number.
Right.
That we forget about the other aspects of the compensation package.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
But it's important to consider the whole picture.
This has been so insightful. I feel like we've gone way beyond the basics here and really gotten into the nitty-gritty of what it takes to ace an interview.
I agree.
It really feels like we've unlocked some next-level interview strategies.
I think so, too.
But beyond all the prep and the questions and the negotiation tactics, there's something else the source mentions that I think is really important.
What's that?
The idea of bringing your authentic self to the interview.
Oh, absolutely.
Like at the end of the day, you want to work somewhere that values you for who you are.
Exactly.
So don't be afraid to let your personality shine through.
Right. Be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't try to be someone you're not.
I think it's easy to get caught up in trying to present this perfect version of ourselves.
It is. It is.
But that can actually backfire.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Authenticity is so much more compelling than trying to fit into some preconceived mold. The more genuine you are, the more likely you are to connect with the interviewer on a human level.
Right.
And that can make all the difference.
So it's about finding that sweet spot between professionalism and personality.
Exactly.
Right.
You got
showcasing your skills and experience while also letting your unique qualities shine through.
I love that.
Okay.
Think about it this way.
Yeah.
What's the story only you can tell?
Oh, that's a good question.
What are your passions, your quirks, the experiences that has shaped you into the professional you are today?
Yeah.
Those are the things that will make you stand out from the crowd.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's yes, highlight your qualifications.
Yes.
But also share those little details that make you, you.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, they're not just hiring a resume.
Right.
They're hiring a person. And that person is you.
Yes.
With all your unique talents and perspectives.
Okay, so to sum it all up, acing a job interview is a combination of preparation, confidence, and authenticity. Do your research.
Right.
Practice your answers.
Yes.
Negotiate your worth.
Absolutely.
And most importantly, be yourself.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay, so that's a wrap on this deep dive into acing your next job interview.
That was a lot of information.
It was. We covered a lot of ground.
But it was good.
It was.
Yeah.
We hope you feel equipped to tackle those interviews with confidence and land that dream role.
Absolutely. You got this.
And remember, the journey doesn't end with the interview.
Right.
Continue to learn, grow, and refine your skills. The more you invest in yourself, the more opportunities will open up for you.
Great advice.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.
We'll be back next time with another fascinating topic to explore.
Can't wait.
Until then, good luck with your job search.
And remember, be yourself.
All right, so you want to crush your next job interview, huh?
Sounds like it.
Well, you've come to the right place, because we're diving deep into a podcast script today.
Ooh, a script full of interview advice.
That's right, packed with tips and tricks to help you stand out.
Perfect for anyone from seasoned pros to fresh grads.
Exactly. We'll cover everything from prepping your answers to acing those virtual interviews.
Oh man, those virtual interviews can be tricky.
They can be. But this script breaks it all down.
I'm ready to unpack it all.
Me too. And one thing that really jumps out is the emphasis on preparation.
Oh yeah, prep is key.
But it's not just about reading the company website.
Right. Gotta go deeper than that.
It's about showing genuine interest, like you're already part of their world.
Exactly. Aligning yourself with the company's goals. Let's say they just launched a new product.
Oh, I see. You mentioned that in the interview to show you've done your research.
Right. It shows initiative, that you're already thinking about how you can contribute.
That's such a great point. Makes you stand out from the crowd.
Sure.
Okay, so what about tailoring your skills to the job description?
That's a good one.
The script uses the example of a digital marketer highlighting their experience with SEO.
Right, but for someone who isn't in marketing, what does that even mean?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Well, think of SEO as the art of making a website more visible on search engines like Google.
Ah, okay. So it's about helping companies get found online.
Exactly. So if they're looking for a digital marketer, they want someone who can boost their website traffic.
And that's where SEO skills come in.
You got it. By showcasing your SEO skills, you're saying, hey, I can help you reach more customers.
It's about connecting the dots for them.
Showing how your expertise directly translates to their needs.
And speaking of connecting the dots, let's talk about those common interview questions.
Ooh, yeah, the ones that make everyone nervous.
Totally.
What do you think trips people up the most?
I think that tell me about yourself question can be a real curveball.
You're right. The script says to focus on your professional journey.
But how do you do that without sounding like you're reading your resume?
You got to turn it into a story, a concise and compelling narrative, like a movie trailer for your career.
Ooh, I like that.
Highlight the exciting parts, your key skills, relevant experiences, those achievements you're proud of.
And sprinkle in some personality, too. Right?
Exactly. Let them see who you are.
So instead of saying, I'm problem solver, you'd give a specific example.
Right. Like, in my previous role, I noticed a bottleneck in our customer service process.
And implemented a new system that reduced wait times by 20%.
Boom! You've shown them the impact you made.
Love it. Okay, now what about the why do you want to work here question?
Another classic. This one can really make or break an interview.
Yeah, the script says to mention company values or recent projects.
But how do you make that sound genuine and not just like you're reciting their website?
Right, like you actually care.
Exactly. You got to find a genuine connection between your values and their mission.
So if the company emphasizes sustainability
and you're passionate about the environment, boom, you've got a connection.
I see your point. It's about showing you're genuinely invested in their goals.
Right. Not just flattering them.
All right, time to talk about everyone's favorite topic.
Hit me with it.
Discussing our strengths.
Yes, our strengths.
The script uses problem solving as an example.
A classic strength.
But what if your strength is something a little less quantifiable?
Like what?
Like communication or teamwork.
I see. Still got to back up your claims with examples.
So even for soft skills, you find specific instances where you shined.
You got it. Turn those vague statements into concrete examples.
And so instead of, I'm a great communicator, you could say.
In my last project, I explained a complex technical concept to a non-technical audience.
And you made sure everyone understood the key takeaways.
There you go. You've shown them your communication skills in action.
Now on to the question nobody likes.
Which one?
Weaknesses.
Yes, the dreaded weakness question.
It's tough, but the script stresses honesty and positive framing.
For sure. Choose a weakness that isn't crucial for the role.
And focus on how you're improving.
Exactly. Shows self-awareness and a desire to grow.
Like the script mentions public speaking.
Okay, yeah.
If that's not your forte, you could mention taking a course or joining Toastmasters.
Love it. It shows you're proactive about personal development.
And finally, the classic closer.
Which is?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yes, the crystal ball question.
The script says growing within the company.
A solid answer.
But how specific should you be?
It's a balancing act. Show ambition, but avoid being too rigid.
So no, I want to be CEO in 5 years.
Probably not the best approach.
Okay, so you'd focus on your desired trajectory.
And how your skills align with their long-term goals.
More like, I'm eager to develop my leadership skills and take on more responsibility.
Now you're talking. Shows you're ambitious, but also adaptable.
And remember, you're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you.
Absolutely. It's a two-way street.
Speaking of which, the script has some great advice on questions you should ask.
Ooh, I like that. Flipping the script.
What stood out to you?
Can you tell me more about the day-to-day responsibilities of this role?
Seems simple, but so important.
Totally. Gets you beyond the job title and into the nitty-gritty of the work.
That's a fantastic point. Gives you a real glimpse into what you'd be doing.
Exactly. And another good one is, what does success look like in this position?
Ooh, that's a good one. Shows you're results-oriented.
And that you're eager to understand their expectations.
It shows you're already thinking about how to make a real contribution.
Right. And of course, we can't forget about company culture.
The script says to ask about it directly. But are there any subtle ways to gauge the vibe during the interview?
Ooh, that's a great question. Pay attention to the interviewer's tone, their body language.
I see. Like if they seem enthusiastic about the company?
Exactly. Or if they talk about their team with pride, those are good signs.
Like reading between the lines.
You got it.
Okay. What about asking about challenges?
Ooh, interesting.
The script suggests asking, what are some of the biggest challenges the team is currently facing?
Right.
But wouldn't that make you sound negative?
Not if you frame it right. It shows you're realistic, not afraid of a challenge.
And you get valuable insights into the role.
Exactly. Plus, it shows you're already thinking about solutions.
Like, I'm not here to just clock in and out. I'm here to make a difference.
There you go. Proactive and solution-oriented.
Don't forget about asking about professional development opportunities.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Shows you're in it for the long haul.
Like, I'm not just looking for a job. I'm looking for a career path.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to body language.
Ah, yes. The silent communicator.
The script emphasizes its importance, even in virtual interviews.
It's true. Your body language speaks volumes.
Like if you're slouching and avoiding eye contact.
It sends the message that you're not really interested.
Totally. But if you're sitting up straight, making eye contact, smiling.
Now you're talking. You're saying, I'm engaged, I'm excited to be here.
It's like a whole other conversation happening alongside your words.
I like that. And it's not just about looking confident. It's also about active listening.
Like nodding your head, asking clarifying questions.
Exactly. Shows you're truly paying attention to what they're saying.
And like you're saying, I value your time and I'm genuinely interested.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And speaking of virtual interviews, they've become the norm these days.
They have. Any tips for acing those?
Well, the script has some great advice. First and foremost, check your tech.
Oh, yeah, that's crucial.
A microphone glitch or a frozen screen can really kill the vibe.
Totally. Like showing up to an interview in ripped jeans.
Haha, exactly.
So test everything beforehand.
Yeah.
Your microphone, camera, internet connection.
Make sure you're good to go.
Yeah.
And what about your background?
Choose a clean, uncluttered space, something professional.
You don't want them distracted by your laundry pile in the background.
Exactly. Keep it simple and focused.
Speaking of distractions, what about unexpected interruptions?
Oh, man, those are the worst. Kids, pets, delivery drivers.
They always seem to have perfect timing.
Haha, they do. It's good to have a backup plan just in case.
Like letting your household know you need some quiet time.
Yeah. And if something does happen, just apologize gracefully and regain control.
Handle those curveballs like a pro. The script also mentions eye contact with the camera.
Oh, yeah. That's a tough one.
It can feel awkward staring into a lens.
It can, but it's so important for creating a connection.
Like you're looking them right in the eye.
Exactly. Shows you're engaged and present, even through a screen.
Okay, so we've covered prepping, answering questions, body language, even virtual interviews.
We've covered a lot.
Anything else we should touch on before we wrap up?
How about closing strong?
Ah, yes, the final impression. What are the key things to remember?
Reiterate your interest in the role, summarize your key strengths, and express gratitude.
And don't forget to ask about next steps.
Oh, that's important. Shows you're proactive and eager to move forward.
Like, so what's next in the hiring process?
Exactly. It demonstrates that you're serious about the opportunity.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
I have a whirlwind of interview tips and tricks.
What are your biggest takeaways?
For me, it's all about being authentic, showcasing your skills, but also letting your personality shine through.
And being brave enough to ask tough questions.
Absolutely. It's about finding the right fit.
The right fit for you and for the company.
Exactly. So what are some key things our listeners should focus on?
Well, I think preparation is crucial.
Oh, for sure. Research the company, tailor your responses, practice those answers.
And ask thoughtful questions.
Yes, it shows you're engaged, curious, and thinking critically.
And don't underestimate the power of nonverbal communication.
Right. Good posture, eye contact, active listening, they all make a difference.
And you know what? Even if you're not actively job hunting right now,
yeah,
these tips are still so valuable.
Oh, absolutely. For any professional interaction, really.
Networking events, presentations.
Even just everyday conversations.
Right. These skills can really boost your confidence.
It's all about communication, building rapport.
Making people want to listen to what you have to say.
Exactly. Like you're always on stage, in a way.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Whether it's a formal interview or just chatting with colleagues.
And the more you practice these skills,
the more natural they become.
It's like building muscle memory for your mind and body.
Love that.
So it sounds like preparation, authenticity, and clear communication.
The trifecta of success.
Not just for job interviews, but for any situation where you want to make an impact.
Couldn't agree more. It's about being present, engaged.
Genuinely interested in the people you're interacting with.
Exactly.
So based on all this amazing advice, what's one action our listener can take?
That's a good question.
To make their next interview or even just their next professional interaction the best one yet?
I'd say focus on asking one really insightful question.
Ooh.
I like that.
Something that shows you've been listening. You're curious.
And you're already thinking about how you can contribute.
Right. It's like turning the tables, becoming the interviewer.
It shows you're not just passively listening, but actively engaging.
Exactly. Seeking a deeper understanding.
And that kind of engagement is contagious.
It can really spark a connection.
And leave a lasting impression.
For sure.
We've explored so much in this deep dive.
We have. It's been a journey.
I feel so much more confident about my next interview now.
Me too.
What about you? What are your biggest takeaways?
For me, it's a reminder that authenticity is key.
Yeah.
Bringing your whole self to the table, letting your passion shine through.
And remembering that an interview is a two-way street.
Absolutely. It's an opportunity to learn about them as much as they learn about you.
And sometimes the best interviews are the ones that feel like conversations.
I agree. Real, genuine conversations.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, any final thoughts for our listeners?
Believe in yourself. You have so much to offer.
Oh, I love that. Go into your next interview or any interaction with confidence and authenticity.
And a genuine desire to connect.
Exactly.
Believe in yourself, be prepared, and be authentic. Words to live by.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into acing job interviews.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.